Have you ever had a normal day, one where you do everything automatically but suddenly a thought hits you like a wave? You didn't do anything to recall it, you didn't see any photos, you didn't listen to any particular song, and yet there it is, that person. It appears suddenly, like a window that opens by itself in your mind. It's a silent presence, almost an echo that returns when you least expect it, as if there were an internal chord vibrating on its own. You wonder why. Why do you keep thinking about it? Why can't you forget? Because even when you try to convince yourself it's meaningless, their memory flashes through your mind with a force you can't explain. It's not weakness, it's not invented nostalgia, and above all, it's not a lack of willpower. When a person lingers in your mind even after they've left your life, there's always a reason. And those reasons are never superficial. They're profound, psychological, emotional, energetic. Today I want to tell you about the 3 most important ones, the ones most people feel but can't explain. If you're here because someone comes to mind more often than you'd like to admit, write "It happens to me too" in the comments. And before we continue, leave a like to support the Emotional Wisdom channel. Now let's get started. There are people who enter your life with a different impact, as if they weren't truly strangers. There's nothing logical about this feeling, and that's precisely why it's so powerful. It's as if an invisible thread has pulled your energies toward each other, creating an immediate resonance. You know that feeling? That inexplicable calm you feel when you speak to someone for the first time. That natural confidence, that feeling of, "I know you," even if you have no reason to truly know them. It's not a fantasy, it's not a projection, and it's much more than a superficial impression. It's an energetic recognition. Psychology calls it implicit affinity, one of those phenomena in which our brain identifies an emotional familiarity that we can't rationalize. But from a spiritual perspective, many consider it a true soul connection, something that transcends time and logic. The result is the same. Your body relaxes, your mind opens, your heart feels something before you have time to understand what's happening. This kind of recognition doesn't fade easily. Even if you drift apart, even if you stop hearing from each other, even if the connection is abruptly severed, the memory lingers. It remains because it wasn't the face that struck you, it was the vibration. Some encounters come into your life not to stay, but to awaken you, to show you what you truly deserve, to remind you of aspects of yourself you'd forgotten, to open you to a part of your sensitivity that had remained dormant. These are encounters that have the power to activate something within you, and it's precisely that activated part that continues to call out their presence. You don't think about them because you're attached to them. You think about them because your heart is still trying to understand the message that encounter left. And until the message is clear, the soul continues to knock, gently, but steadfastly. When the soul speaks, it can't be ignored. It leaves traces that don't easily fade, even when you try to convince yourself that that person is now a thing of the past. This is the hardest reason to accept, the one that hurts the most, because it forces you to confront something you haven't truly closed. Sometimes you can't get someone out of your head because the story with that person never really had a final ending. There are moments, words, emotions that remain suspended in the air like an interrupted conversation. Maybe you didn't say what you wanted to say. Maybe you never received the answers you were looking for. Maybe it all ended too quickly, without either of you truly having the courage to face the truth. It's one of those situations where your mind tells you it's over, but your heart continues to hold something back because it knows a piece is missing. And it's precisely that piece that brings you back into your thoughts. And then you go back to rereading messages, thinking about gestures, mentally reconstructing what happened. Not because you want to suffer, but because your emotional system is searching for meaning, closure, a fixed point. The heart doesn't follow the rules of time, it follows the rules of meaning. And when a story hasn't had its final chapter, the mind keeps searching. It keeps returning to the details, as if trying to rewrite the last minutes of a movie that didn't have the ending you deserved. It's not you who can't forget, it's your heart that's searching for peace. Sometimes it's not the person you miss, but the version of the two of you that never had the chance to exist. That potential you glimpsed, but never truly lived. That what if. that hung in the air like a door ajar. And the more you try to close that door with logic, the more your heart remembers that there's still something to process. It's not weakness, it's pure psychology. Unfinished emotions return until they find their place. This is the part many people don't expect, but it explains so many feelings you feel without being able to explain them. Sometimes you think of a person not because you're searching for the memory, but because the other person is thinking of you. There's a type of invisible connection that remains even when the relationship seems over. It's a subtle, almost imperceptible bond that continues to vibrate beneath the surface. When someone thinks intensely of you, when they feel nostalgia, when they regret something, when they wanted to tell you something but didn't, their energy, in ways we can't perceive with the rational mind, reaches you, and you feel it. You don't know how, you don't know why, but you feel it. It flows through you like a small emotional wave, sudden, with no apparent logic. And it's not fantasy, it's emotional resonance. It happens when a person misses you but doesn't say it, when they think of you before falling asleep, when they imagine what would have happened if you hadn't separated, when they try to erase you but something inside them just can't. And in those moments, their thoughts intertwine with yours. That's why sometimes you think of someone precisely at the moment they're thinking of you. It's not romantic destiny, it's not magic, but a much simpler and much more human phenomenon. Two hearts that have touched deeply continue to send each other signals even when they no longer speak. It doesn't mean you'll get back together. It doesn't mean it's written in the stars. But it does mean one very clear thing. You're not the only one who feels this thread, and it leaves an imprint on you even when you'd like to move on. It means you're not wrong, you're not fragile, you're not stuck, you're human. What you experienced wasn't just any encounter, which is why you can't erase it like writing on a chalkboard. It was an encounter that touched a deep part of you, and that part is still searching for meaning. That's why you shouldn't judge yourself. You shouldn't force yourself. You shouldn't feel guilty if a person keeps resurfacing in your thoughts. You just have to ask yourself, what is this presence telling me? What is the message I haven't heard yet? Because the heart doesn't hold on to what isn't needed. It holds on to what needs to be understood. Always remember one thing: no one stays in your mind without a reason. If a presence persists, it's because they changed you, left you something, taught you something, showed you a part of yourself that still serves you today. And even if that person is no longer a part of your life, their passing has left traces that don't fade with time. Maybe one day you'll have the answers you seek. Maybe one day you'll feel that thread loosened. Or maybe you'll understand that the true purpose wasn't to have answers, but to grow through what you felt. Some people don't stay forever, but their passing remains and leaves light. If this video spoke to you, leave a like, subscribe to the Emotional Wisdom channel, and let me know in the comments where you're listening. And if you like, simply say, I understand what you mean.